Do we get the hens out, or do we get you fed? I knew that was what you were gonna say. We're gonna get the hens out. Alright, these hens have been good. They deserve to get out. Get on out, girls! Food! Put this crate away while you walk the ducks. Oh! Got an egg! I didn't notice, but one of those girls laid an egg, but I cracked it. It rolled down and hit the back. We'll give it to the girls. Let's deliver some food to the pond. Not to the pond, to the river. I know. I'm the worst egg handler. I need help. Granted, I would have been a little, nice. Had I known it was there, I wouldn't be, just throwing the cart around. I just took that cage and I shifted it real fast, and then it was like, oh, that was an egg. Well. Hey, sweetie. Thanks, Mike. All right, more for the ducks. More for the wild ducks. It'd have to be gloves with glue. Just grab on everything. Ah, oh, wow, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I just get stuck to everything, huh? I couldn't. Oh, I can't let go of it. Hello, girls. Let's get some food inside. Feels like summer today. I don't think it's like that warm. Sure feels like it. Oh, wow! That was a big... Thank you! That sounded like a big, long blast. Oh, is that just show love, little Malo. Thank you for the 100. Thank you. Negative 11C. Oh! Oh my goodness, I'm freezing just reading that. That is crazy. I don't think it gets that cold here. Maybe it does. That's... Sorry. Stay warm. I don't know how you do that in such cold temps. Alright girls, I gotta get the water. Let's get the water. Sorry, I'm just checking this rooster. I just want to double check he was goofing off so I could grab him. I'm gonna look for mites. I think I need to take my glasses all the way off. Look in the sun. Not seeing anything. Let me check your neck. Thank you, bud. I don't see anything. I don't see any mites, so we will let him stay and we'll come back tonight and get 3 more. I mean, I wouldn't have. If he had mites, I would have just did a couple of the roosters tonight. You know what? Before I go over there, I'm going to switch my boots. It looks a little muddy. So, I've camped in -50 on a frozen lake with the Boy Scouts. Oh, so that was what looked like Silver's dad. But -50 outside? I don't know how you do that. That's insane. It's totally insane. Did you build an igloo or what kind of tent? Did you have like a nice double-walled tent that has an air gap between it so that you can run a little heater inside. Like, what kind of... Oh, wow. I can't imagine being, like... I'm sorry, I'm afraid I would not, like, that would be my last night alive. -50. Sorry, you've made my brain stop, and it can't compute that. Whew. I live in Florida where the coldest gets like 30. And I bet that feels like you're gonna die. 30 degrees Fahrenheit. It's like, whoa, I'm gonna die. It's so cold. So let's see, we were in a big canvas tent with 26 people. Staying in it with a wood fire stove. All right, that's probably, so it's probably balmy on the inside of that tent, I would imagine. That's how you survived it. Can't keep it too warm or you melt the ice and you end up in the lake. Hi, Mr. P. Whoa, that was too much. That's way too much. Let's start over with that. Actually, there, it's got enough. Don't want to overdo those electrolytes. I was surprised at how fast that just poured in. Hi, Mr. P. Well, with today's weather, I'd hope that like this is winter's over. But I know it's not. I know we got some cold. It'll get cold again. That's pretty nice. Yeah, feet of ice. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it was. So this is when it should be our coldest. My birthday through February. So yeah. I'm surprised today feels good. Maybe it's just the sun. That was who I checked right there. Hi, girls. Oh, the ducks. It was too warm. Yeah. I agree. Part of the reason why I think the Silky Boys have been fighting is because of the temperatures. It's like cold enough that it doesn't wear them out. They don't become exhausted after 5 minutes. They just feel good. It's like, oh, that's pretty nice. All right, let's go drive around. and go feed the ducks. And I left my bag, so I have these bags of feed. Last night I left it. So we have this, I used the plastic bag today. You can't see that, but. So let's go see if I've got my bag over there by the pond. It's the second time I've done that this week. All right, seatbelts on. Bill, he's hissing at me. We'll see you over there, Bill. More food. More food, that's what he wants. I guess he's the boss, so we can... Guess we have to do what the boss says, right? Hard hats chat. Yeah, we need a panic emote. Oh goodness, yes we do. Okay, turn, don't go in the pond. Whoa! Hitting the head on the mirror. It's not as muddy today, so it's dried out a bit. That's nice. That's nice. Let's try not to park in the way of the Wi-Fi. There we go. Oh, I did have it in four-wheel drive. That's why it jerked us a little bit there at the last. Let's go find that bag of treats. I think it's probably in the pond. I don't see it instantly. Oh, I do. I see it. I see it. You see it, chat? Let's go down there. Let's see if we can get down there without slipping. This looks like an okay place. Whoa. They're all soggy. The ducks won't mind. You want some soggy treats? We can give you these ones. Don't leave the feed bag on the shore. I have to wash it. Those actually look good. They're good. Did you poison us? I think they think it's poison. They're good. They're okay. Just a little wet. Chickens like it. soggy bag and put it in the car. We'll get that cleaned up tonight. All right, let's go get the. Let's go fill the feeder. Yeah, it's oatmeal. That's a good. It's exactly what it is. It's pond oatmeal. They want dry food to make it wet. You know what? I bet that. Are we okay on the signal here? Because I noticed that between the camera and I'm parked with my big metal box. Hopefully it's working. It's not too cold. All right. Hey! Get the food! I think I need to adjust that camera if I'm not mistaken. Let's hi bud. Let me real quickly get this camera typed into my phone so I can use it. So what I want to do, I need to get access to the feeder cam. But I need to remember the IP address. Okay, see. I'm using VLC for the cameras. It's working better. It's how I was able to adjust the 4K camera. Where is my cursor? I can't see it. It's too bright out here. There it is. There it is. Oh, this is hard. Okay, there it is. So the feeder 11.91. Okay, I can get it. I can get it now. New RTSP :// the user : the password @ symbol and then the camera. $11.91 and the port 55.4. Ah, it's working. It's working. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. Okay, let me go put this away and let's go. Ah, thank you. Thank you. Expecting storms got it to me just in time. Just in time for me to double check. But I needed the whole, I needed more than just the IP address, by the way. I needed the, like the whole like RTSP, gobble gobble. That's helpful. Come on. And this feed is like cleaner too. I can see it better. Nope, I just made it worse. Other direction. Thank you. Yeah, I mean it feels still like maybe a little tricky, but it seems pretty good too. Is that too much? I mean, that tree naturally goes that way, and that tree naturally goes that way. Kind of eyeballing it on the pole. Yeah, looks pretty good. And then obviously the shoreline kind of goes in and out, so it kind of is a hard one to follow. I think it's good. Alright, I'm going to borrow the feeder. So just a second, it's going offline. And then we'll get the ducks back. We'll get the feeder back to the ducks. That's my favorite part. The ducks seem to like it. Just a little bit more. There we go. Bill doesn't knock it down into the water. He tries. Who's faster, me or Chat? Ah, Chat is. You beat me this time. Oh, we even have a hype train going on. I better do cheer 100. Woo! That was a big one. Thank you, Truth Hive. Oh, they're having such a good time. Hi, Autumn. Hi, buddy. Jasper, how's it going? Hi, No Name. Hi, Crowbar. Buddy, here you go. Share it with all the other birds. Hi, Mr. P. Oh, QT, here, I'll back up, I'll back up. We move this conduit. Should we put the conduit in the pile? Oh, here comes Big Ear. Big Ear, you gotta share. This So they're respecting Big Ear. Big Ear wants to eat alone. Yeah, I wish they could too. I mean, they might do. Kind of wonder. I don't think QT, he is so like set on sleeping in that coop. He could probably get along just fine. Bit of cleanup. Just make sure these stay a bundle. Is that a good idea? This compost dry out. Here you go. All right, we're getting close to down to one bale of hay, so we gotta start thinking about getting hay. Oh, thank you for running the blaster! Shebash Orford. Yeah, we gotta do water today. Today might be a good day to empty and clean. We've got that brush. Maybe we should brush it out. Thank you. We could clean the water. A little cold, still cold for running the water, but we could at least clean the tank. Well, Evan, you still look nice and fluffy and clean. How are you, Stormy? Have you decided not to fight anymore? They were fighting a little bit this morning. Here, Disco. For Disco. Yeah. You angry? Yeah, we're getting. I could pick up hay anytime. I'll figure out a time, take the trailer, get the hay. Today would be a nice day, but even like if it was a bit colder, I mean, you're doing a lot of work, a lot of heavy lifting and such, so you warm up pretty fast. perfect lazy day. And we got an egg. Actually, more honestly, today's a pretty decent day for a project. That would be good. It's not crazy warm. It's not warm and it's not cold. So like your hands don't freeze up. You don't need to wear gloves. That's the plus. I always like those days. The days I don't have to wear gloves. And you don't need gallons and gallons and gallons of water. Ah, you gonna run away? Whoa, look, I must have got the pond on me. Yeah, I know you growl. You're so sweet. Oh no, look. You're gonna have to trim that. You broke his. His beak. So, I mean, it's not bleeding or anything. It's fine. It's just I need to bring my tools tomorrow. You're actually kind of. I wonder if we should just yank the rest of that off and clean it, because so that's broke right there, and then the other side it's cracked. It's cracked on the other side. Should we fix your? Let's fix your beak as best we can. So he's not in any. He's not in any pain. I'm just gonna break it off. Could leave that, but let's see, scissors. Come here, let me look. Yeah, that's kind of, yeah, that's what we don't want, is to break up in. I mean, it's right there on the fleshy part, so, but now I've got it so that tomorrow we could kind of grind it smooth a little, and that might help. So. We can trim. So let me actually I've got a couple of reminders to bring tomorrow. We need duck food. Come on. Okay, maybe remind me tomorrow morning to buy duck food. Remind me tomorrow morning to bring scissors grinding tools. Bring scissors grinding tools. Do you need some grinding tools? Alright, there we go. Mozart is sneaking around. Yeah, he can still drink. He dips basically half his face into the water to get it up a little bit behind his tongue and all that. He might actually be able to This is the shortest he's had his beak now because it broke. I think scissors grinding tools like sounds like more sophisticated. Like, what's a Dremel? You're like, ah. This Dremel's a name brand. And what I got is not even a Dremel. It's, so what did they call them? Handheld drills? I was looking for the real name, not just, not the brand name. We don't want any brands. Hi, Art Leia. We ain't doing no sponsors here. I think the one I got a new one because that one was the battery. I had one that I had to plug in. My battery operated one stopped working. And so I bought one from Walmart. And so it's like the Walmart brand of it. Like they have some generic tools. And I was looking between the Dremel and the Walmart brand, and they like had pretty much the Walmart brand had like a lot more like features. So I was like, ooh, yeah, I want the features. Rotary tools. There we go. That works, rotary tools. I like that. I think Scissors still prefers the scissors grinding tools. You're just partial to your name, huh? Oh, sweet. Oh, I can hear him like tap, 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 tap. Open your mouth. Catch. You got it. You got it. Here, have another. Maybe Remy. Remy, Remy, come here. I'll get you another one. This is a P. He missed it. This is buried. Okay, I gotta look at this. I gotta take a peek. Aw, sweet. He can't even get next to the food. It's all the doves. The doves that sometimes get stuck in here. He escaped. Now can he get back in? Gotta eat fast, Crowbar. Sweet Remy. Jump, 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 jump. Swallow, swallow, swallow. Hi, Sassy. Hi, Aspen. It's okay, Remy. It's okay. Einstein, settle down. Have another pee. Hi, Mozart. Are you getting used to this area? Pretty nice area. Fiddler is he's doing okay. What I'm watching for right now is just how the comb is healing, and if I notice any infection that's coming on. So every day in the morning and the night when I handle him, I put Baxitration on. I mean, it's a significant open wound that he's got. But it is quite common for, like, especially in colder areas, colder climates, for the birds, they get their combs trimmed back. So it's something that, and the roosters, I mean, they get injured by fighting and messing around. So the comb does a decent job of healing, so I'm just keeping an eye on that, and so far so good. I mean, it hasn't closed up or anything, like it's still a little like open, so I'm gonna wait till it closes up. And if there is any like infection that starts, then we'll get him to the vet and see what we can do there. It might be, I mean, I'm thinking maybe we might at that point have to just cut his comb short. Might be what we do. Do some local anesthetics and trim it. Or, depending on if the vet thinks that we can cut out the infection and then suture it up, I don't know. So, you're right, he does. This is like randomly flies over. He like thinks he knows where he's going. And then the funny thing is, always when he lands crazy, he has to crow as if it was like somehow purposeful. Yeah, I don't know if it's it might be like fat and blood. So yeah. But even the bleeding, the bleeding stops really fast on their comb. So as well, if it gets cut, so it's like it's just like a ton of tiny vessels in it. So it'll bleed a lot and then just stop. getting full. I feel the temperature dropping a little bit now. I think it's it's like primarily because the sun is now no longer hitting me. I'm in the shadow. I'm in the shade, so it's still not bad, not bad. It's doable. Close, scissors. Get it down, get it all down. You have another bite there. Hi, Disco. Was that too many bites at once? All right, well, I'll... He's cute. All right, now you're down to 3 bites. That was a lot. We'll just do 3 small bites. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. Good job, scissors. All right, let's go do the sheep. Do the sheep water. Scissors says burp. That's right. I'd say burp after that. That was a lot of food there towards the end. Hi, Lucy. All right, let's sweep it up. No messing with the camera. She's standing right behind the camera. Hey, no. She is intent on being, you can do it if you follow me around. You can do it. You can run the camera. But here, come, get the camera. Get the camera. She just wants to run around in circles. Come on, you can take it. I guess she doesn't want it anymore. Guess where Ethel is? She was right back at the camera. You like the camera, huh? What's up? What is it? We're all going bonkers. She wants to be a movie star. Well, you gotta be in front of the camera to be the movie star. I thought you just wanted to operate the camera. That's what she seemed more interested in. No, I don't think they were fighting. Sometimes they just get themselves going. Like one hen or rooster will get scared and will make the call, and then the others will just follow. They'll just all get in it and just make the alarm as if they know what's going on. So I don't know why. It's like a reflex. Something like that. We gotta give Lucy some. Lucy's turn. Now it's Ethel's. Well, Lucy can have another one. There you go, Ethel. There you go. Winona! Come on. You gotta duck down one. There you go. Come on, Lucy, get on in here. Put your head through. You gotta put your head through. There you go. No, come on. Come on, I'm trying to block Ethel. Lucy, come here. I know Ethel's being a pig. There we go. We'll use the bar as a stopgap. then Willow is a little bit more aggressive than Winona. Don't bonk your head. Don't want any headaches. All right, you about finished it. Ethel, you want it all. What if I grab you, huh? Come here, let's have a hug. You want a hug? Get treats. Get treats. You have a hug. Okay, I need to get, well, you know what we could do? We could use this broom. Let's use the broom. That actually is big, good bristles. Such. Want to clean their water tank pretty good. Yeah, I was trying to bribe for a hug, but she's too quick. Well, that little heater has worked real nice. Hopefully it's not like frozen to the ground. I can pull it out. Like we got a science experiment going on here. See how much algae we can grow. It's nice that the metal, part of the reason I chose the metal container was because it cleans up with the brush. The algae will grow, but it won't stick very well. That's one of the advantages of metal has. bring one more bucket over and clean it. And then start filling it back up. So let's start getting buckets. Who wants to help? It's gonna be a lot of buckets. What we need is a hose. I still haven't done a cart or anything like that. Yeah, I do. But shadows might be setting the boys off. Oh, like my shadows? Yeah. It might. That's interesting. Sorry, I'm like way behind on chat. That was like 30 minutes ago. I think I'm slider, smaller. Yeah, the hose is just too cold to operate. It's broken. We already turned it on and it's stopped. I mean, I'm sure it's got frozen water in it. And the thing is, if I use it, it's gonna for sure that have frozen water in it. Because it'll freeze tonight. It's not freezing right now, but it's gonna freeze tonight. We already broke the junction box because of the water that we left in it. It's not terrible. I'm just not gonna do huge. I won't fill it up very tall, the bucket, and it'll be easier. This broom is working really nice. This is the cleanest it's been. Maybe even cleaner than when I bought it. Sorry, girls, you're gonna have to eat your hay instead of getting your vegetables through the water. this stirred around and out, 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 out. Okay, this is clean. Beep, beep, coming through. Watch out, Willis. Actually, let me get the rake and kind of lower it. All right, Willis, I'm gonna push on this side, you pull. Come on, get on, get over there. You got big horns, you just hook it and pull. Oh, he doesn't want to help. Making me do it all, huh? All right. There you go. Now let's go. I guess it might be something like 10, 15, 20 loads of water. You up for it? It's quite the project. So I'm not gonna fill the buckets all the way. I'd rather take a few more trips. Mr. P, see, that's why Mr. P can't go in there. Right there, he's trying to fight Jasper through the fence. Mr. P, we had to take him out. All he wanted to do was fight, 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 fight. He is doing good. He does. I think he enjoys it. I wonder how long these tires, like that tire looks probably okay. That tire's okay. It's those back tires that aren't. But they might hold air. But they could also have huge cracks in them. It'd be 4 tubes and replace them. I don't know, I should probably do it. I should get the cart working again. Take that blue thing off. Won't use it. Or I could just pick up a new one. Just pick up a new cart. They're not too much. And then I could do like 4 buckets of water each time. Be pretty easy. Six buckets? Yes, it would fit. 6 buckets would fit. But still, then you're like, how heavy is that? Granted, it's not, I don't have to go uphill, so that makes it a lot easier. There you go. But 6 buckets, that might be 6 full buckets. That could be 1 trip. That could be 1 trip. I have a big red cart. I do. But how do I keep the buckets? I can barely keep the camera from tipping over. Buckets full of water, that'd be good. Then the ducks could live in it. We don't have any choice today but just to do it this way. I don't know. It's gonna be back and forth, back and forth. Back and forth. Camera battery's gonna die before I finish. Oh, I sure love those wild ducks. 26 is the record. Yeah, the cart is great, and the tires, I mean, it's a great cart, so I just need to take the time to fix the tires, buy the tubes. The hardest thing, they're actually pretty tough to get off, those tires. They might spend 2 hours doing the tires on that. It's real hard to take them off. It's like you have to get this really deep. I guess I just need the right tool or something. But I had another cart, and if you put there's some pretty good tubes. So there's a cart that I have at home that I use for hauling. That you see me bring it in sometime with the feed, and I had problems with that. Like every month the tires would go flat, and I just bought some of the nicest tubes, the ones that have like the most green slime in it, and so far they've done great. So I need to buy those for this. So, angle grinder to take off the tires. Oh my! Cut it's the tube that we want to keep. Okay, good. Tim's got that. So, like, so the difficulty, it's, if those would separate, but you gotta get that up and over, and it's really, because the diameter's so small, this is, I mean, we could probably pump these up, and it would work for a few moments. Do I have my hand pump? I have my other pump. We might as well do it. Let's give it a go, see how long they last. I'll drive the Durango over here. I've got a pump, a compressor that we can put on it. We'll see if we're even talking, if it's worth fixing, like fixing good. So we'll see you over here in just a moment. Actually, I want to leave it going. Alright, we'll see if this cart's worth anything. The red on the black, right? All right. How much pressure do we think we need? 30. It says 30. All right, we'll do 30. It'll probably go fast. These are small tires. Well, it's holding there. That was my fault. I don't know, that one, there's something weird with that one. There we go. See, I think there's a problem with the tube. See, it's jumping up to 80 psi right there. It didn't even take any air. Valve broke. I think that's why I had it in my mind that I had to fix these. Might be working. Air's going somewhere. Straight out. It's got a big old blowout on it. Okay. I suppose the front two tires, I don't know if... or if we just run it in the front, I don't know. It's pretty stiff. We'll pump up this other tire. It looks like the back tires are bad. Maybe we just put the weight right there. Maybe it'll work. That tire's good. Maybe 3 tires is all we need. Some grease. tire's off all completely. Oh, this one I can see. It's a total blowout. Nope, nothing. I can see that the tube is ripped. So I'll let the pump cool off. Oh gosh. Oh, that's hard. I'm telling you, that's hard to wheel around. That ain't worth it. We just wasted our time. Enough of that carnage. It's harder to just drag the cart around with it empty. All right, let's get this going. So too good, too bad, yep. And I mean, ultimately, I think I want to replace all of the tubes because it's just a matter of time before those front ones, they'll crack or be impossible to inflate. And that bearing's rusty. Yeah, it sure is. If I had the parts, it might not be it. This is not a bad day to fix it. True, true. It's good to know for sure. But I think I'll want to replace all four. And I need like some oil and such. Well, I think these are all bushings. So if the bushing's not worn out, I mean a little bit of oil and then some time and it'll be great. I don't think that thing has bearings. I think we're dealing, it's not fancy enough to have bearings. Brass bushings maybe. Or maybe not even that. Maybe just steel on steel. That's probably what the turn thing is and why it's so stiff. So with some oil and like moving it back and forth, it should get easy. Definitely was squeaking. I hear ya. sheep water filled up. Hi, Mr. P. It's about sundown. Almost sundown. Might take me to sundown to finish filling the water. But it does feel good to have that container cleaned out. That's been a bit on my mind. I've been like thinking, when's a good opportunity to do that? There's a lot of algae. You think Bill will help? Bill, here, carry the water for me. Okay, don't put any hay in the water. Hi, Mr. P. Try the other side. about how that finished? This is working hard. Working hard on finishing that yellow tub. Hi, Bill. Okay, what's Mr. P up to? He's plotting something. He's just been sitting there. There's a hand across the other way. We've gone past him 4 times and he hasn't moved. What's he doing? Evan and Stormy are playing the statue game. I think Mr. P has them both won, and they don't know it. About halfway. So how many more do we have to do? Suppose we don't have to fill it all the way. Like we can just say, hey, we did good. Cleaning it out today, filling it halfway. We could fill it halfway tomorrow. But I mean, we do have the sun coming down, and I mean, it doesn't make sense for me to drive home and then come back so that I can pick up some more hens. So I guess we just go. We just keep going. You say 2 to 3 more, call it a day. The sun's gone down by then. The sun's going down in 30 minutes. Probably about right. I mean, 10 minutes a bucket. 3 times is all we have left before the sun's down. So what I'm saying is I've got to be here. I'm not gonna go home until after I get those, until after the hens go in and I can get 3 of them to do their health checks. But I do like what you're thinking. 2 to 3 more, and that's it. I'll take it. Yeah, that might be good. Yes, it's a 40-degree heat wave right now. So that was one. I mean, it's getting pretty, it's getting good. They obviously have enough water till tomorrow. So. Maybe we keep going until Mr. P finally moves. We'll leave it up to Mr. P. He still hasn't moved. Oh, he's on the move now. A little. He turned around. All right, now he's walking. Where are you gonna go, Mr. P? Hi, Bill. It's a little past where it started today. Now we're just back to the spot where I was like saying, oh, okay, we need to fill it up. Well, that's good. That's healthy. Reflect on the end of the day. Reflect on your day. Good to have that time. Hi, sunset! Ethel's taking a drink. Nice. You like the new flavor? I think she misses the old flavor. You miss the old? Back now, Mr. P? Cows out there. The Silkies are still doing their statue. Well, that's a lot better than fighting. I'll give them that. Statues are cute. If we did 2 more, I'd feel like real comfortable. Like it would be good. And I am doing smaller ones because I don't want to rip my arm off. It's already kind of getting there with all the carrying. Hi, Mr. P. See, it's interesting how this 40 degrees feels so nice. Like I could just like that's all. That's enough heat. 40 degrees. But like if it was coming into the summer, it's like just a point of reference. It's a matter of where you've been. Whether it's cold or warm. It's warm today. It's not a different temperature, it's a different perspective. get to bed. Rain and snow tomorrow for you. I'll probably get some on Saturday. Yeah, I mean that's one thing you have to worry about. You get a nice day like today, and a lot of times that can mean that the following day is going to be cold and snowy. Yeah, one more. One more and we have it. Look at that. It's almost going over. Okay. Still wouldn't be too bad. It's our last one, then we get to do the eggs. Sure is pretty. So one thing, so like if you notice where the sun is setting right now. So it's setting off right into those mountains. In the summer, it'll set over here on those mountains. So it's gonna slowly start creeping away, setting a little bit all the way across. Doink, 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 and then it'll go back. This is wobble back and forth. Ah, yes, one egg in the garden. Oh, let's point at the sunset. Okay, this is the last one. This is it. Well, not the last one forever, but just the last one tonight. Yeah, and look at that. We went over the top. So it wouldn't even be practical to do another one. We took it all the way up. Wow. That was like 20. I just walked 3 miles there. Mr. P, where are you gonna sleep? He's so funny. We might as well put the compressor away right now. Before we lose the light. This bag's a little broke. This clips. Can't even clip it. Can't even clip it anymore. That's okay. Let's get it in the back. Let's walk over to the coop. Ah, see, our lights, our pond lights have come on already. It's so dark. Yeah, big appetite. Now I can finish them Oreo cookies. That's what it deserves. Them are the best. Still have hens wandering around out here. So funny. QT, let her in. Spike is watching them. Hi, gals. Oh, look at that barred, the barred rock. So pretty. You are so pretty. They are bigger than, well, she is bigger than Agatha. So Agatha's not quite as big. It's more like this size, maybe, of this one. The wild ducks are running away. They saw me. There they go, off into the sky. I scared them. Oh, you're not as scared of me, huh? Maybe she is. Yeah, the Brahmas, they are big. They're big and they're worried. All right, let's go check let's just go over here and check this together. I think we won't. All right, well, the tree, there's none. None in the tree. All right, let's go check the coop. And the sun has set. It's gone. It's totally behind. It's completely behind the mountain now. Nope, no eggs. Woo! We got 1, 2. Oh, wow. This is a lot in here. So we got four in the other one, and that's actually a pretty neat one. Hopefully that you can see it's like red to like almost a white with a nice transition. You want to check it out? You can check out the egg. I don't have any treats, but here, just hang second. Just right here. I can get you some treats. Whoa, I got you some. Come here. She was gonna run for the blaster. And I have all these treats for her. She's coming. She's a-coming. That's my finger. That's my finger too. You're getting bad. Those are all my fingers. There you go. There you go. Eat up. She's being picky. Spike! Alright, let's let the others. They're not as brave. Or will Spike actually come over here? Oh, Spike is... Okay, that's pretty close. So all the barred rocks. So Agatha is more like the size of that one. She's got a dark face, a dark red face. Hello? There's the Easter egger. Poofy cheeks. A lot like, looks just like November. November the Easter egger. Spike, be nice. So you can see that face in a lot of the hens, this Easter egger. Like the black ones. So Annie, I mean, it's a lot of them. A lot of the farm mixes Spike? I'm gonna take you away. That's no way. You're a pig. You're a pig. Spike has to ruin it. We don't like you, Spike, anymore. Whoa! I could have landed on my butt on that one. I guess I should realize that the ice is weak now because it's been so warm. That caught me off guard a little. I wouldn't have drowned. Just would have gotten muddy. Hi, Winona. Yeah, it's getting dark. It's definitely getting dark. It's starting to get cold too now. Hi, boys. All right, let's grab this last egg. Maybe there's two. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find me a stick. This might help. Yeah, that was easier. That's nice. So it's the big egg that has all the dots on it. It's a pretty one. It's a pretty egg. So that's 7 eggs today. That was the same as yesterday, but you know, we did break that one. I broke that other one. The one that the girls laid inside the cage that I carried. So really we had 8, but we can only count 7. That's my fault. Here they are. This is a pretty good variety of colors today. It's nice. Thank you all for being here on Farm Chores. And we will see you back at the Chickens Our Chicken Life. Come say hi at Twitch TV/Our Chicken Life. Thanks. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.